Okay, ready to talk about the past? Let's do it. And again, we have 4 tenses. First up is the past simple, I studied. This tense is very straightforward and very common. We use it when talking about an action that started in the past and finished in the past. For example, she worked last night. In other words, she started work last night and she finished work last night. He ate eggs for breakfast. He ate eggs then, he's not eating them now. I lived in Chicago when I was a child. I lived there then, and I don't live there now. Why? Because an action in the past simple is always finished in the past. Great, now we have the past continuous, I was studying. We use the past continuous to describe an action that continued over a period of time in the past. I was studying. But more specifically, we almost always use this tense to give context or background for another action. I was studying when the phone rang. We were living in Canada when we got engaged. He was running when he caught the ball. The past perfect. I had studied. This tense is also used to provide context for another action in the past. But the past perfect always comes beforehand. Sarah had already left by the time he got home. In other words, Sarah left before he got home. It could have been a minute before, an hour before, or a year before. All we know is she had already left. Let's look at 2 more examples. I had already booked the tickets when the concert sold out. In other words, I booked the tickets before the concert sold out. We had eaten a big lunch, so we weren't hungry when we got to the hotel. In other words, we ate a big lunch before we got to the hotel, so we weren't hungry. And finally, the past perfect continuous. I had been studying. And again, we almost always use this tense to give context. But the past perfect continuous describes an action that continued over time and then stopped at the moment of another action. I had been watching TV when the power went out. I was watching, power went out, no more watching. He had been eating pizza every day when he started the diet. Eating pizza, started the diet. We had been talking about going to France for years and finally decided to go. Talking about going, decided to go. Congratulations, we've now covered all the past tense